Om Shanti 2023 Madhuvan Murli July 22. Essence. Sweet children, when you die, the world is dead for you. To belong to the Father means to break the consciousness of bodies. No one except the one Father should be remembered. Question. What slogan should you always remember as you see the final moments coming closer? Answer. The wealth of some will remain buried. Kings will take the wealth of some and wealth of others will be looted. Constantly remember this slogan because mountains of sorrow are now about to fall and everyone will die. You children now have to sacrifice yourself completely to the Father. Everything of yours is being used in a worthwhile way. You sacrifice yourself for 1 baht and the Father sacrifices himself to you for 21 baht. For 21 baht, you will not need any inheritance from your physical mother and father. Then from the copper age onward, the reward you receive is according to your actions. Song. I am just a small child and you are the Almighty. Details. Om Shanti. Human beings understand that God is the highest and high. God is always known as the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. His name is elevated and his palace of residence is also elevated. He resides in the highest palace of all, the Supreme Region. How since he is referred to as God, the Father, everyone must surely be his child. It cannot be said that we are the Father. With the notion of omnipresence, everyone becomes the Father. He is known as the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the one who resides in the Supreme Region, the land far beyond. He is God, the highest and high, which is why all the devotees remember him. They even say God has to come here to give the fruit of devotion to the devotee. That Father is the creator of heaven. And so the creator would definitely create the new world. So where would we come? Would he come into an impure world or a pure world? Just see. This is an aspect that has to be imbibed very well. You are not small. Organs of your body are mature. You know that everyone remembers the Father. They understand that there is sorrow here. They say, take us to palace of peace and happiness. According to the drama, the Father has to come. This drama is predestined. There can be no change within it. The cycle of the world history and geography continue to rotate. The 4 A's continue to rotate. The confluence age comes after the Iron Age. This is the age of charity. The benevolent age is between the Iron Age and the Golden Age. This is the most auspicious age. That is, it is the age to become the highest of all, to become those with the highest code of conduct. There is no other age elevated at this one. The confluence of the golden and silver age is not elevated. There is a loss of 2 degrees of happiness in that. The praise is of this confluence is. You understand that the Father is the highest and high. It is not that He is omnipresent. Children make many mistakes, but these mistakes have to take place according to the drama. I come and free you from making mistake. The Father says, you call me God, the highest and high, but I make you children even higher than myself. This is why devotee remember me. However, because of the notion of omnipresence, they have put me in the dust and they themselves have become poverty-stricken and unhappy. Bharat was a land of happiness. Children even higher than myself. This is why devotee remember me. However, because of the notion of omnipresence, they have put me in the dust and they themselves have become poverty-stricken and unhappy. Bharat was a land of happiness. It has now become a land of sorrow. The Father says, I now make you even higher than myself. I reside in the Supreme Surgeon Prarambdha, in Brahman, the element of light. You also reside there. But you come down here to play your parts. You understand that Brahmins are the highest of all, the top knot. Therefore, what symbol can be used for Shiv Baba? The highest and high. He is a starter, stars. As he is a soul, so the Supreme Soul. A soul is a sparkling star in the middle of the forehead. The form of a soul is that of a star. This drama is predestinated. All souls reside in Brahman, the element of light in the incorporeal tree, which is also called the land of Nirvana. Souls come from the incorporeal world, the sweet home. This is now a land of sorrow. There are so many partitions. There were no partition in the golden age. Bharat was the most elevated land. Baba is called the truth. Baba says, I come to establish the land of truth. Therefore, surely the new world has to be established and the old world destroyed. Mountains of sorrow are now about to fall. The wealth of some will remain buried. They also understand that by creating bomb and showing each other a turn eyes, everything will unlimited by destroyed. However, they do not realize who is inspiring them to make such things. It is mentioned in the Gita that magi's emerge from their stomachs. All of that is a question of the intellect. They make bomb in order to destroy their one nation. There are three Aramis, Vedas, Kauravas and Pandavas. The Vedas and the Kaurava fight each other and destroy themselves. There is no fighting between the Pandava and the Kauravas. You do not battle with anyone. You are Raj Rishis. Who have the power of yoga? Sannyasis are Hatha Yogi Rishis. Those versions were spoken by Shankaracharya, and these versions are spoken by Shivacharya. Shiva, the teacher. It would not be said Sri Krishnacharya. Krishna, the teacher, he is now taking knowledge in order to become Sri Krishna once again. That kingdom is now being established. You are becoming divine flowers from impure thorns. You also heard in the song, come and uplift us sinner ones who are as bad as Ajamils. It is said that the Purifier is also the Satguru, the one who transforms you from ordinary human being into Narayan and makes you into the King of Kings. This is your aim and object. This is a school in which we become Narayan from an ordinary man and Lakshmi from an ordinary woman. There is no question of blind faith in this. There is an aim and objective in school. You have come to the Father in order to claim your unlimited inheritance. You have to claim your inheritance of that place here. That is a land of happiness. This is a land of sorrow. You heard in the song, I am a small child. You are a children. Some are 25 years old and some are 20 years old. Baba says, even a child of one day can claim the inheritance. The unlimited Father has come to make Bharat become like a diamond once again. In the golden age, there were so many palaces of diamonds and jewels. Do not even ask. Then when the path of devotee began, the impure kings created temples like Somnath. The kings too had temples. Nowadays, they continue to build many temples. Who would have built the many temples? It must have been those who became worshippers from being worthy of worship. Who built it? The praise the soul is worshipper and become worthy of worship does not apply to the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. His praise is unique. The praise of every human being is different. The highest praise is of the Father through whom you receive the inheritance for 21 births. Then from the copper age onward, you become children of your physical fathers. And you take birth according to the action you perform. By donation wealth, you receive an inheritance of temporary happiness for one birth. Kings too become ill. You do not become ill in the golden age. Your average lifespan will 150 years. There you remain so healthy. There is no trace of sickness or sorrow. Shiv Baba brings a gift for you children. This is known as heaven on the palm of his hand. You have to make effort no matter whether you belong to the Sun dynasty or the Moon dynasty or you become a wealthy subject. You have the aim and object to become like Sri Krishna. However, Sri Krishna never spoken these versions. These are the version of God. It has been explained that this is the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra in which you claim self-sovereignty. Many tale stories have been written in the scripture. By sacrificing yourself to the Father sacrifices himself to you for 21 births. The Father makes you children the highest of all. Those who reside in the Brahma element are the master of the Brahma element. You become the master of the world. I do not become the master of the world. I come in order to make you that. You called out, O purifier, come and purify us. In that case, how could he be omnipresent? Only the one Father is the purifier and the one who grants salvation to all. At this time, everyone has become Tamopradhan. Everyone has to pass through the stages of Tamo, Rajo and Sato. To begin with, everything is Satopradhan and it then becomes Tamopradhan. In the golden age, deities are Satopradhan and then in the silver age, they become Sato worries of the kingdom of Rama. After that they become Rajo, merchants, and then Tamo, Sudras. There are the different castes. The variety form image portray deities, worries, merchants, and Sudras. However, they have omitted the father and the Brahmins. You Brahmins are even higher than the deities because you do elevated service of Bharat. You are following Srimad. You receive the most elevated, the highest of all direction from God, from Sri 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 Shiv Baba, through which you become Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. Then when Maya enter you, you become devils. Baba comes every cycle and explain to you in this way. Baba has placed the urn of knowledge on the head of the mother in order to change human into deities. Sannyasis consider women to the gateway to hell. They defame them and then they go to the same mothers and beg for alms. Therefore, their debt increase. This is why they have to take reward in a household and renounce everything again. How could there be so many sannyasis if they did not take reward? Bharat was pure. It was called a completely viceless world. People go in front of deity idol and sing their praise. You are full of all divine virtues, whereas they say of themselves, we are virtueless, we have no virtue. You are full of all virtues. This praise does not belong to Shiv Baba. It applies to the deities. But because of not having full knowledge, they sing this praise in front of Rama and Sita. They celebrate the birthday of Shiva. But they do not understand anything. Therefore, the father says, your third eyes of knowledge is now opening. Deities do not have a third eye. In the picture, deities are shown with a third eye that infect and become emas. They lack the knowledge and relate it to others. Then they run away. Many good children are defeated by Maya. The father inspires you to battle with the five vices and gain victory over them. Otherwise, there is no other battle. You belong to the clan of Brahma and you will later become deities. You have now come from the Sudra clan into Brahmin clan. At this time, the cycle of the whole world is in your intellect. This play is about to end. The father has now come to take you back. Maya has made everyone impure. The father says, now become conqueror of sinful action with this fire of yoga. This requires effort. You do not need to anything other than remember the father. Baba, we were yours. You sent us into the golden age where we continue to take reward. Then we entered the silver age and continued to take reward. The father also tells this one, you did not know of your birth. I am telling you how human beings take 84 births. There is no question of 84 million. The duration of each cycle is only 5,000 years. Those scriptures send you into a deep sleep. The Father has now awakened you. After awakening up, you claim your inheritance from the Father. You are small children. Some are 3 months old and some are 4 months old. When you belong to God, you die and world is dead for you. When you belong to Baba, your body conscious breaks. The Father says, while living in your bodies, while living at home with your family, remain like a lotus. In the golden age, your relationships were pure. Then you became those who belong to the impure household religion. It is you who belong to the deity religion, who take 84 bath. You are also the one who start performing devotee. You are the one who became worshippers from being worthy of worship. In the beginning, your devotion was unadulterated. Devotion has now become unadulterated. Once again, you are to receive your inheritance from the Father. The Father has to come at the confluences. They speak of God coming in every age. In that case, they should sacrificially say 4 ages. How can they say that there are 24 incarnations into a fish and alligator, etc.? God is one, the Creator is one, and His creation is also one. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Father, Mother, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence for dharana. Number 1. In order to claim self-sovereignty, sacrifice yourself to the Father. Number 1. In order to claim self-sovereignty, sacrifice yourself to the Father. Constantly keep your aim and objective in front of you. Make effort to become part of the Sun dynasty. Number 2. Constantly keep open your third eyes of knowledge which you have received from the Father. Pay total attention to that. That Maya does not enter you. Become a conqueror of sinful actions with the fire of yoga. Blessing. May you be conqueror of attachment and an embodiment of remembrance and stay content and stable by making the Father belong to you in all relationships. In order to become a conqueror of attachment and an embodiment of remembrance, make the Father belong to you in all relationships. Do not let your intellect be attached to anyone. In a physical relationship, if there is attachment to anyone, your intellect will wander. You will sit down to remember the Father, and instead of that, you will remember the one you are attached to. Some have attachment to money, some to their jewelry, and some to their relationships. Wherever those things are, their intellect will go there. If your intellect is repeatedly pulled by those things, you cannot remain constantly and subtle. Slogan: Make nature your servant and sadness will go away. Om Shanti. Thanks to God.